That was a close one. I forgot I muted my microphone earlier. Oops. That could have been really embarrassing. I would not have caught that. So thank goodness I saw that. Anyway, hello. I'm getting things sort of set up. I've got like most everything set up technically, but hi. Anyway, how are we doing tonight? I hope we're okay. Tonight I am just kind of like, I couldn't think of anything else. I kept like racking my brain trying to figure out what I wanted to do, and I was like, you know what? I've been meaning to play Stanley Parable for a while. So let's just do that. A Night at the Office, true. So tonight I'm gonna play Stanley Parable, and I think it's important to note this is not the like Ultra Deluxe edition. Because I bought this a while ago, before the deluxe edition was out. So I'm not playing that version. I'm playing the original ass version from what, like 2013, 2014. I've watched like a stream of this, and I've never actually played it for myself. So I think it'll be fun. This is just gonna be like a one-off thing, though. Like, I felt like maybe it would work out to just have it be, just a thing I do, and I just spend a really long time playing it for one night, and I don't necessarily, like, play it a bunch of times. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be one of those things where, like, I need to honestly have more things like this, I think. Honestly. I think every once in a while I should do stuff like this, where I just have something that I play it once, and I don't necessarily need to play it again, or I just kind of, like, go through it, or I just make it something I play, you know, the first time I play it, it's on stream, and the next couple of times I play it, it's not. Like, I just play it on my own. Anyway. I think this will be fun, because I haven't played it. I watched it a very long... I watched someone else play it a really long time ago. So it's been a while. I'm gonna have subtitles on. I don't have force. The headphones. Okay. Just trying to change up the settings. But yeah, I've never actually played it for myself. So I think this will be a lot of fun. I think the only issue is that... actually, hang on. Am I able to use a controller? Because it might be fine to just use a controller. It might actually be better for me to use a controller for this. Because, like, my mouse cursor, basically, is just constantly, like, going, like, off the screen. So if I try to click it, it's going to just click on a different window and then mess everything up. So I think I'm gonna just use a controller. I don't think it's gonna change anything. I might just be turning a little bit weird. Because I remember when I was trying to play the first Manhunt, and, like, my mouse cursor would just, like, go off the screen, and it would just accidentally click on a different window. Anyway, let's go. I'm gonna start because, as usual, my max is 2 hours, so usual length.
This story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Damn, I was 7 off from being the best number.
427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard.
You know, that sounds really nice. I actually would love to just do that.
Telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened.
Oh, man.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Well, that's just
No one
means
had
it's an
showed up
especially
to give him
easy day,
instructions,
right?
Call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
I see. Let me see. Oh, I don't have to worry about my cursor. Let's say, I hate Mondays.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Man, they all took a, they all went out to party without me.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The door. Close the door. Where's the meeting room? Like Phantasmagoria 2, you can't find anything. Let's try to open every door.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You can't tell me what to do.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Trying to adjust my... Ah,
yes,
a very
truly
nice...
a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
I agree.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Ooh, but I want to drink some cold drinks too. It's only $1.25. Alright, I can't jump.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings.
It is a nice chair.
Really worth it.
These are some nice chairs. And some nice paintings. Look at the ocean. You're stuck in an office sometimes.
Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality.
It's just
possible
fuel.
that this is why everyone left.
Ah. Man, Stanley, why are you such a fucking freak? We're leaving. I keep trying to...
At last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took
I
the
have
first
it.
open door on his left to get back to business.
I don't think so.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years
It's
ago.
true. You know, I'm an independent thinker. Maybe that's the idea. They don't want independent thinkers here. I'm a rebel. Cannot jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. It will cause death.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
Can I jump off? I
I'm
bet
not
I'd
sure
die
that
if
we
I
really
jump
are
off, right?
I realize that
Hang on.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult.
Whee!
But in his
Oops.
eagerness to prove that the story, no one gets to tell him what to do. Stanley left
Yeah.
the platform.
Nobody tells
To his death.
me what to do.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
They do? Yay, they think I'm powerful. Alright, what's going on?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
First
Stanley
ending.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. I'm gonna keep, like, I'm not gonna be I'm gonna do as much as I can.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
What if I enter the door on my right again?
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Maybe I did know it
Perhaps he
perfectly
wanted to
well.
stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes. This room.
What an amazing
What a
room.
beautiful room.
It's so
What a
good.
gorgeous,
Whoops.
gorgeous
I didn't
room.
mean to do that. I was trying to push my
Stanley
mouse out of the
was
way to get back at the
taking this
controller.
detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider.
I know, right? So you should, like... Hang on. Okay,
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room.
No,
so
it's not if
to
you're just
get
gonna
back
keep
to
whining
business.
about it.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, fine. This time I will, because if I go back out there...
Detour through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I kind of want to see what... Okay, you know what? You know what, Mr. Narrator? You win. This time I'm gonna follow your instructions. Except, apparently I'm not. Okay, well, This time I'll be a good little boy.
Yet there was not a single person here.
Tips for not getting fired.
Feeling a
Talk
wave of
less.
disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Wow. I don't think that's how that works. What is hot? Me. I'm hot. What do people want? Things? Perhaps. Oh. So we're trying to appeal to the teens of the day of today. Death sport. I keep trying to, like, jump. Look at this. Man, the boss must be, like, super cool. Monetize, free to play. Help, I'm a post-it. I open this. The broom closet?
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
There's lots of stuff here. What are you talking about? All the stuff in the broom closet.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
Hang out in the broom closet forever.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Thanks.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuine.
I totally didn't see that. Thank you for the tip. Thank you so much. I didn't hear the notification go off. Thank you.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, she would have had a reason for exploring.
I'm just gonna sit in here.
But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
You know, I'm just fascinated by the broom closet. Okay, fine. Fine, if he's gonna keep whining about it.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ooh, what if I walk downstairs instead? I'm gonna be a rebel. Earlier I said I wasn't gonna be a rebel, and now I'm saying yes. Yes, I'm going to be a rebel. I'm gonna live under the stairs like a bridge troll. Hang on. All right.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense.
That makes sense.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For
Like
example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I never thought about
Doors
that.
closed automatically behind him wherever he went. And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Ah,
At last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm
aliens.
dreaming!"
Oh.
he yelled. "This is all a dream."
Those extra-dimensional aliens.
Relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go nuts.
He imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Whoa!
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun.
Dude, imagination is
Stanley marveled
amazing.
that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked
I
himself
got dizzy
sooner.
from that.
Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought.
I know, right? It's
And while
crazy.
he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that?
I know, right?
This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to
Oh no!
wake up.
But I was walking.
Felt the cool
I'm
breeze
walking
of the
here.
blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job.
He has a.
All
I have a wife?
want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Aw.
I am okay. Stanley began screaming.
Whoa.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice?
Whoa.
Who am I?
I'm going nuts.
And everything went black.
But it went red.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Huh?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself. and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Oh.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Then she had to book it.
People whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran. I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing?
Yeah, there's no way they could have gone missing.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No.
This was not the correct way to
I don't
enter
care.
the room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
That's
it.
exactly what I want to do. Look at how, look, I'm admiring
The
it.
lounge was sublime.
So beautiful.
A work of art.
So,
What was it about this room
so,
that
yeah.
called so deeply and so personally to Stanley?
I think it's
Its
the
grace,
nice dark blue
its subtle
couch.
charm. No. Stanley knew it was something deeper. Something darker.
Such a nice lounge, true. I mean, wouldn't you want to just spend all your time here?
Yes. Really, really worth it being here in the room. A room
Okay, he's
so
just gonna
utterly
repeat
but
that.
eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Well, I wasn't that eager to get back to business. I'm leaving.
Stanley was so bad at following directions.
Yeah,
that
I'm like
he
Ozzy
wasn't
from
5 years
Idolmaster.
ago.
No sense of direction. Right. See, let's see what happens when I don't jump off.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life.
Mother Earth?
She's been waiting.
Mother Gaia? Oh, man.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
That is a weird plug. What if I don't want to pick up the phone? Don't have it.
As Stanley picked up the phone, a white light engulfed him, filling him not just with radiance.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even...
Hope for a life reunited one... Wait. Oh, goodness. Stanley,
Plug it back in.
Unplug the phone?
Can I
No,
plug
that
it back
wasn't
in?
supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly. I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it.
I'm making my own
Noticed it
narrative,
sooner.
baby.
You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Yeah.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world.
What?
Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's
I love
the best
choices.
part of being a real person.
Yeah.
But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous.
Hmm.
For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer
Whoa.
radius of his house.
That's a
Which
bit of a
choice
big
will you make?
beep.
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking
What?
with a person who does not make sense, in all
Nobody
likelihood,
makes sense.
that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
What? Whoa.
Excellent. Making choices on a
I don't know if that's a very good idea.
Healthy decision-making.
I mean, I don't know, man. That's...
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less?
I choose to
And
make
finally,
the correct
if you
choice
begin
is
to wonder
clearly
if your choices are
Vanguard.
actually meaningful, and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast
The correct
infiniteness
choice
of
is, do you
space,
block or
your
do you no
thoughts and
guard?
Problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun
Whoa.
to deteriorate as a
Shit,
result of narrative contradiction.
Yeah.
But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Close the door. Yeah. But I opened it the other way. Hey, what's up here? Come on, let me in.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying.
Aw, man.
Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That
I can
story
figure
wouldn't
out a
make
way.
sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Aw, man. If I jumped off the cargo lift, okay, I don't want to get charged $5,000. Alright.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That
Right.
means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I'm a rebel.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly.
Aw,
hurry
man.
Back in the other direction.
Whoa.
Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh. Back down there again. Actually, wait, no. I can. What if I went out this door? Come on.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story. You've destroyed my work. Why?
Cool.
For what?
Because I'm
What did you get out of
because
that?
I'm a
What
stinker.
did you think was so special about seeing the game undone?
I'm just a little stinker.
It's worthless now.
What isn't? These assets could be
Even if there
repurposed.
were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To
Yes.
know that my story is now incorrect?
Yeah.
I go back to that. I can't erase that knowledge.
It'd be
I
cool.
have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work?
You know, sometimes you just gotta, like,
What's the answer?
shut
What
it
do I
down
do?
and then
What
start
do I
over
do?
from the beginning, you know?
No, I have to.
Broke
I have to shut the
Wednesday.
game down. I have to.
Wednesdays.
I have to.
Whoa! Oh man. I hate it when that happens. Whoa.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
Yeah,
What, did
I'm
you
a
think
little
that would be
stinker like
funny?
that.
You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it.
Is there?
That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it?
Nothing occurs
That
to
there's
me.
a
I got no
world outside
brains.
of you. You're a child.
Oh,
Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard
whoa.
to behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Man, okay, fine. Fine, mister. Do it your way this time.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not
In a
getting
wave of
fired
disbelief,
suck.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
First out of the broom closet. You know, I spent so much time in the broom closet. It's a pretty chill place. Oh, what? He locked the broom closet. He doesn't want me wasting my time in there again.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Wow, things got really fancy up here. This is the PC. I want to see what's on the table. It's on the desk. Business time.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
It's because CEOs
Shocked,
aren't human.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in
Whoa.
disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Nightshark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Nightshark 115? Yeah, will you please stop?
Stanley spoke the code. Nightshark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. I don't... Is there...
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you?
There's no way it's
Please
connected to my
spit
microphone.
the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Yeah, I thought maybe I could use my microphone.
Okay, fine. You're not gonna do it?
I'm trying to do it.
It's pretty humiliating to bring you
Yeah.
this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come
I am the
here?
most
You had a choice,
expensive
you know.
boss.
You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Whoa. Man, he got really
When
pissed.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, please.
Man, I broke him.
I need you to make a choice.
Oh,
I need you to walk through the door.
I broke him.
Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me?
I'm not trying to wink, I swear.
It's fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something. Anything. This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me? Are you there? You listening to this? Stanley, are you there? Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
I was hoping maybe if I angled it upward, I could walk into the air. Whoa.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally. This is
Alone,
great,
like
he thought to himself.
Squidward.
This is what I've wanted all
That
along.
one,
I got what
that
I
room where
wanted.
he's just like alone. Alone.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the
Stanley
door.
Parable turning into a horror game for the narrator. True, I'm gonna go on the right this time.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
You know,
just to admire it.
I just can't get enough of the employee lounge.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first time understood true happiness. Then the feeling went away, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Okay, fine.
And
I'll
so
do
he
that.
detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
How about if I didn't do that? What if I didn't? How about I just don't? Like, I could also just not. Huh?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
Yeah.
He wanted to wander about. and
I'm gonna
get
just
even
wander
further
around
off
down
track.
here.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
I mean,
Oh, no.
Ah!
It's to the right, man.
hey. Hey, that's not cool, man.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right?
You fucking with
What
me?
was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Cool. Hey, a truck. Let me in the truck. Damn it. Doesn't. Whoa.
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
No.
Okay. We just have to get back to.
This is interesting.
Who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time
It's like the
trying to
Belko
salvage this
experiment.
nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm?
I want to.
From the top.
Hey, somebody got fired.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley... Wait.
Whoa, there's a lot of doors this time.
No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything?
I didn't do anything.
With all the monitors?
I walked in there, you said you're not supposed to be in here.
Why am I asking you? I'm
The dude from Skyrim.
Was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come, Stanley, let's find the story.
Ooh, I love scavenger hunts. I wonder where it could be. Maybe there's a treasure map to find the story. Excuse me.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you, there definitely was a story here before.
Been on worse adventures than this.
Do we need to restart the game again?
Oh, come on, man.
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Whoa.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
They all went out to party without me.
Go to the meeting room.
They don't like me, and they don't want to hang out. And they thought it would be a hilarious prank. That's why they're all gone. They were like, haha.
Yep, it's worse.
Oh.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Turn that off. Oh, so I can turn the computer off, but I can't turn it back on?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind.
This is a dead end!
Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps. Now this...
Oh.
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
This is clearly just like
Stanley?
the upper levels.
Well, do you know what? Since I've completely
And
forgotten
it's
what
under
we were supposed to be
construction.
doing, how about this?
I'm gonna just sit in a corner.
You win!
Whoa!
Congratulations!
Yay! I win! What'd I
I
win?
know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
Yay! Oh.
I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Oh man. Oh hey, cool! The yellow brick road!
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
He's solitaire. These guys need to conserve power better. Turn your damn computer off if you're leaving your office.
You see? The The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story?
Go off
Simply
track.
by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me.
What?
Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence,
It's just
right?
destiny.
Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office,
Wacky.
is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct?
It's a wiggly, windy road.
That got a bit weird back
Just
there.
keeps going.
Well, I'd like to apologize.
Ah,
Not sure where I was going.
I'm getting
with
creepy
all
on me
that.
too.
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Ba ba. The fudge? What kind of music is this? Turn it off, for the love of God.
Music. Go back and look at that fern.
That fern.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
I want to eat this fern. Can I eat it? I want to eat it. It looks tasty.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line,
Trademark.
you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I mean, I'm following the line. Oh, hey, here we are again.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you
This
have
is
done to
clearly
us? And after we trusted
what's
you,
predestined
everything
for
we've
me.
been through,
What was I,
Take
427?
this anymore, to hell with it.
Hey, yeah, I'm 427. I'm
Restart.
down there. Hey! I want to see who else got fired. Not me, but like the other
You know
people.
what, Stanley?
Hey.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it
The
ever done
adventure
for
line
us?
has
We're
had, like,
intelligent people,
it
right?
led me to some
Why can't we
interesting
make up
stuff.
our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
Stanley got up on one of the
This
desks
sounds
and
perfectly
shat in
doable.
his
Why don't we simply start
co-worker's
wandering
coffee
in,
cup.
I don't know. How about this direction?
Just my office. Oh, I was
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path.
They
and
could have
new
put up a
story. Wait,
painting.
anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you
Go
again.
on.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Okay. So go in the opposite direction. I can't even get up there, so what the hell? That's not fair.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere.
Walking a
means
backward
that
circle. I
somewhere,
don't do
the
a
place
thing.
where we're
Don't.
trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin.
Just walking
so starting
backwards.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Amazing. Hey, come on. Confusion ending.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me
Interesting.
that's what this is? It's all one giant ending. And we're supposed
It's like
to
a
restart
visual
again
novel.
8 times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on.
I see.
I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Do it.
And
Whoa.
Stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose.
Yeah,
in some
I guess
way,
we'll just
this
hang
is
out
a
here
kind
for
of
all
story,
eternity.
Wouldn't you agree?
No
I'm
biggie.
not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey.
You know,
But
maybe
they're
it's
all
both.
saying
Maybe
life
the
is about
destination
journey
was really
and
the
not
friends we made
destination.
along the
So
way.
I hope that's where we are right
You,
now.
Mr. Narrator,
We'll find
you're
out,
my
won't
friend
we?
that I made along the
Eventually.
way.
Well, in the meantime.
Whoa! Suddenly just goes burr burr.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Our friend
Stanley
Lion
decided to go to
Coon.
the
Hey,
meeting.
Frank.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I know I started like half an hour earlier than usual. Maybe I need to stick to the usual. How am I doing today? I'm doing okay.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors.
I've been busy.
He entered the door on his left.
I haven't done very much today.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop
Mostly I
by the
just stayed
employee
home and
lounge
played
first, just to admire
video
it.
games.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach.
Because I
In a
love
way
this
he had
lounge
never
so
known
much.
before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
Man, that's one sexy room. Holy shit, this place.
Yes, really,
Oh, it's so
really
hot,
worth it
man.
being here but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not.
Wait.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be
Is it
difficult.
possible
but the fact
to
is that the story has been
get
about
off
nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting,
on
Stanley.
here?
Someone. What? Really?
Ha!
In the middle of something, do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes,
That convinced that I want something bad to happen to
I'm
you?
breaking
Why,
the cycle
I
of
don't know how
destiny,
to convince
baby.
you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful.
Well,
Let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
I'm colorblind, narrator. So clearly it's this one.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the red... All right, fine, go ahead,
Yeah.
Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You
Yeah.
want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop
I love knowing what's at the end of the road I've
you. You see?
chosen.
There's nothing
Me
here.
reaping versus
Haven't you
me
finished plotting
sowing.
this section of the map? Because you were never supposed to be here in the first place.
Then why is it
Broken
here?
rooms, exposed developer textures. Is
If I
this
was
what
never
you
supposed to
wanted?
be in here, why did
Was
you
it worth
program it
ruining the
in?
entire story I'd
Checkmate.
written out
I
specifically
sunk
for
your
you?
battleship.
Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing, because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far.
I wanted to see.
Let me take a stab in the dark at
cat.
new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go.
Oh.
The third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I thought about like going through one of those doors, but I'm too curious now. I need to go. I need to see.
I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version.
It was
Would
bad.
you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Well, I'm kind of neutral.
Oh, of course. A 3. Really? Maybe next time we can get you to form actual opinion, you know? Any level of critical thinking or engagement with your surroundings? Does that sound good? Think we can do that? Yes? Wonderful. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Let's. Hey! The Stanley Parable Worldwide Leaderboard. .9% of players are more attractive than Stanley. I mean, it's probably true, to be fair.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please.
Okay, fine. It's a 4.
Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on. And
Oh, I hate prototypes. Give me something finished or get out of here.
Would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Hmm?
In this
Oh.
game, the baby falls left towards danger. You click your button to move him back to the right. And if he reaches fire, you fail. It's a meaningful game. All about the desperation medium of endlessly confronting
going on with the audio?
of life.
How did you take 7 hours before opening the right door? I didn't! It's only been an hour!
But the message of the game only becomes clear you've been playing it for about 4 hours. So why don't give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
Okay, yeah, I'll do this for 4
Be
hours.
sure to keep notes on your experience.
Up so much. God. Why is the audio getting all messed up? Oh my god, this is like... It's agony! And also the audio is like glitching. I can't take this. I already can't take babies crying in real life. I can't take this. You know what, baby? You're lucky that I have too much empathy. Really makes you think. Oh my god. Wah! 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 Get this baby some milk. Somebody put out the fire. Is it possible to actually play this for like 3 hours? And actually do something? Settle in for 4 hours? No way. I can't. The audio keeps like being like... And yet, for some reason, I save the poor baby. I can't do this. It's driving me insane. Bye. Sorry, baby.
Bastard.
Hey, you're the one. It's not a real baby.
Purely to spite me. Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely ideas. I can't think of a single thing to prove the experience.
What's happening with the audio? It's like jumping and glitching and skipping.
I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable.
Man.
Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game?
Ooh, can we play,
Let's see.
Left 4 Dead 2?
We have here?
Wow, everybody's really offended that I let a cardboard baby burn.
This seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Well, Stanley, is this any better?
Minecraft.
At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
Well, it's a game I've never played.
Tell me that, Stanley.
I got the achievement for continuously trying to jump at that.
From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose.
Dude, just let me live here.
I'm going to build a house.
Are you? House? You have no sympathy for its cardboard mother.
Oh, here, and then...
It's like the classic trolley problem, isn't it?
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off...
Let me in, hey!
It's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy.
I'm ashamed of my own inadequacy.
You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself...
Ooh, is it gonna be one of those things where it's bigger on the inside than it is on the outside? I can't get in. Let me in. I can't get in. Oh.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild...
The trolley problem here is save the baby or listen to the baby cry for hours.
We have to go mining.
Oh man. I don't want to go mining. I do not yearn for the mines.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
No, didn't.
Oh, no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind.
Ooh, is there a
I'm
hole?
looking for something more narrow and linear.
Man.
Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay.
The diamonds, my god. I've forgotten them completely. Man, hey, what's going on? Hey! Oh, hey!
I don't even know
oh,
what
cool.
this game is, but I love
Dude, I
it.
love this game. This game's a blast.
Trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired.
Whoa.
I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
What fresh hell is this? There's no way it's just gonna let me play Portal.
Oh,
come on.
Critical.
Oh, I hate puzzles.
Your forte. Genius. No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty.
Hey, let me
really
play
don't
the
care
game.
much
I want to
stumble
play
through
this game.
games.
Wee, am I gonna die? Oh. How did I survive that fall? That's crazy. I was really expecting to die. Whoa. I didn't even realize there was a hole there. Whoa. Spring boots. I've got some, what's it called? Springy step shoes from Banjo-Kazooie. Block clambers and the springy step shoes. I hate it in the void. There's no time or space or time in here. There's no time or anything here. Hey. Hey, there's stuff. There's light. I see the light. Hey, a computer. It's my computer. What's my room? It's so dark. So dark, I can see nothing. Like, part of it is that my light is actually lighting up my screen and it's making it harder to see stuff. What the?
I wonder what he found.
Me too.
If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
I sound like he's going. I mean, this is like I'm in my own personal purgatory. Maybe that's the allegory.
Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing.
Well, come on, I want to do some work. Let me sit down at my computer and do work. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of looks like the Stanley Parable. That's crazy.
When Stanley
It's clearly...
two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
It's clearly... I was gonna try to think of something that was completely different. It's clearly Bayonetta. Clearly.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Is it gonna, like, cock-block me again and say...
To a staircase, Stanley walked
not let me...
upstairs to his boss's office.
Well... Is it gonna let me use the...
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Well...
Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered
at least this time.
who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible...
That was an accident, I didn't mean to do that.
...keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret
Oh.
PIN number. 2845. But of course, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the
Oh yeah,
correct
totally
code.
random.
By sheer luck.
I'm just a genius.
He stepped into the newly opened
I got
passageway.
clairvoyance, it's like King's Quest 6. I just know a thing I shouldn't possibly know.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Ooh. A mind control facility. I could also escape. Mind control facility or escape. Mind control, escape. Mind control, escape. What if it lets me be the one doing the mind control? But I'm gonna leave.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death. The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You're bluffing.
At this point,
Bluffing.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Yeah, like a real man, I'll confront my own death. Pride. Oh. What's going on? Whoa!
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and
Uh-oh.
closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence
Uh-oh.
whatsoever. Stanley
Do
could
I
see
have a
the picture. He doesn't
ultimate
know
luck?
trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this means.
Narrator's had enough. It's time for
Perhaps his death
Stanley to
was
get
very
fucking
lost, like plucking the
destroyed.
eyeballs from a blind man.
Let me.
Resigned,
Oh.
he willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Oh.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing
Jeez.
him instantly.
Saw 5. Oh. Except. Man, I got off easy.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wow. Really is my own personal purgatory, isn't it? I want to look around a little more. And then I'll go in there. This is so interesting. I love stuff like this. Evolution Stanley's officer. I'm getting tired already. Man, it'd be cool if I could pull them. Interesting. Only a few players realized this was what they were supposed to do. Interesting. Interesting. How fascinating. Office. Or ending stream. Seems. Interesting. That would have been cool. Alas. Getting very distracted. It's just so interesting. Alright, where was that area that I was looking? Big the boss. Mr. Boss's office. Sitting out of the mind control facility.
When Stanley came to the lift, he traveled upward to the stairs.
Outtakes, you say?
Facility to end this injustice forever.
I don't have time to listen to all that. You know, I'm so lonely without the narrator here, to be honest. You know, he really brightened up my life, my world here. Oh, hey, exit. I love exits.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Oop.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another?
I can't see anything.
No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Whoa! I knew that was gonna happen. You know, she was getting so urgent, and then I just said, whatever. Guess I need to restart.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Alright.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, fine. I'll be a good little boy. I'll be a good little worker.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a
There's
wave
nobody
of
anywhere.
disbelief, Stanley
Broom
decided
closet.
to go up. Oh no. No, not again. I won't be
Yes.
part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room.
I love this
Please
room.
Take your time.
Okay, fine. There's nothing to do. You got me.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Executive bathroom? Ah! Extreme bathrooms! To be rich is it a crime? Wow. I flush the toilet. Flush the turlet.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible. He didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
No, I need to do everything
That kind of
fast.
anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed
Oh, no.
for a few moments with some calming new age music.
This music sucks. That.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Oh, come on, but I can't fall into the hole. Where's the goal? Man.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna escape. Because it didn't work out last time, why would it work this time, you know? This.
Lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Interesting.
What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
I
Did he
can
have
watch
the strength
so
to
many
find out?
movies all at once. Lights,
Now the monitor
cameras.
their true nature
Who got
revealed.
fired?
Each bore the
Who got
number of
fired?
an
Somebody got
employee.
fired. Who got fired?
Stanley's co-workers.
Dave
The
got
lives
fired,
of
didn't
so
he?
many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Let me out! What's going on?
This mind control facility.
Somebody got
was too
fired.
horrible
2
to
people got
believe.
fired.
Couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content.
Just pressing
Walking,
buttons.
Eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Well, it says it's offline, so it's not working right now at least. Oh. Perhaps we can seize control. Indeed.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
I'm going to become the ruler of... Yeah.
You tried to take control of the
Yeah.
machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Control?
Yes. Yes.
Stanley.
Yes.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do.
Can I get them to, like...
Let it go. Turn the controls off and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated
Oh,
the
no.
emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification,
Oh, I hate it when that happens.
detonators are set to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Oh, man.
How long until detonation then? Let's say, 2 minutes. this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Is it
It's
though?
your time to
Is
shine.
it?
You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind.
Oh,
What a
no.
shame we have so little time left to enjoy it.
Imagine
Mere
fucking up this
moments
bad.
until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
Oh, there's buttons.
You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right,
Man.
I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Verse 3.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
What?
These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Oh, jeez.
Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
I have an idea.
Did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones, or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten?
Whoa.
Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Damn, that's harsh.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless.
And that's kind of fucked up, Mr. Narrator.
This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stan. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke.
You know what? I'm gonna
I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the
go back here. Watch the timer count down.
Happily ever up.
Whoa. Damn.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Can't do
Stanley
nothing.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two...
No, I didn't.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and
I know.
Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps too... But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, he didn't.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
True.
All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all.
That sounds
None of
crazy.
it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
I know, right? It's
No,
crazy.
Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
I want some cold drinks,
At
though.
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
I mean, I've been through this before.
This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid.
Well, I should have gone to the boss's office.
He imagined
Seen what
himself
happened when I
flying
turned the mind
and began
control
to
device
gently float
off.
above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much
Nice.
fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid?
He's
And then
not.
perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking?
Is there a singular
Now the voice
car
was
and no way to
describing
get it
itself
out?
Considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Whoa.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
I love pushing
It's
the
all
buttons.
I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Am I, though?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Whoa. I've definitely seen all this. Thought maybe it'd be slightly
This
different.
is the story of a woman named
Yeah, I saw
Mariella.
this. I got this is the second time I got this ending.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like.
Yeah, they look like that.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Man, a very irresponsible citizen there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway.
Oh.
Kill surprise.
Oh, cool. It's been streamlined for me. I'm also gonna stop pretty soon, to be honest. Alright.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Let's do this again, but I'm not
Although
gonna.
This passageway had the word escape written on it. The truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
I mean, I'm gonna turn around.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
I'm gonna do that. I don't want to die again. Be an idiot to do that.
But of course, Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
Yeah.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Ooh.
What horrible
I
secret
love
did
television.
this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I keep getting caught on the railing.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images
I want to find
And
mine.
Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it.
I
His own life
am my
in someone
own
else's control?
person.
Never. It was
Pirate.
unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Maybe.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yes. turn this thing off. I'm taking control of my own destiny.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Was it?
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command.
Yo!
Freedom was mere moments away.
I love
And
freedom.
yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved.
You know
Where
what?
had
Fuck
his
puzzles.
co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Let
No
go.
longer would anyone
Begin
tell
again.
where to go, what
It's
to
just
do,
like New Vegas.
or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
Would suck if the
Stanley
door
stepped
broke
through
halfway
the
down.
open door.
Would suck if that black void was something I could fall into. Now I'm in a very...
Stanley felt the cool breeze.
It's
upon
very
his
nice.
skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Aw, isn't that nice? What the? Excuse me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
They left a real mess and now
Stanley
I'm gonna
decided
have to
go the
clean
meeting
it up.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
The next
foot.
ending I get,
I'm not your enemy.
whether
really,
it's
I'm
a
not.
repeated one
I
or
realize
not,
that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's
I'm gonna
someone you've been
stop
neglecting,
after whatever
Stanley.
next ending it is.
Someone you've forgotten about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
Yes.
Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time?
But I'm not
The problem is
happy.
all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now.
Why
Don't
are
you
you
see that it's
looping me?
killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped.
Would we though?
And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Oh. Hey, this is just the void. I hate the void.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Ooh, space.
Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Dude,
If
can
we
I
just
fall
stayed
off?
Right here,
Aw, man.
right in this moment with this place, Stanley,
Oh.
I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Whoa. Whoa. Enough of that.
No, wait. Where are you going?
I'm going on an adventure.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Are you implying that me walking up the stairs is...
Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
What if I went back? What if I went back in there? Let him enjoy it for a little bit longer before I did this. Can I? Oh hey, it got cool.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
I don't wanna. This is boring, dude. It's so boring. It's just pretty lights, but what else? What else is it doing for me? Zoop.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here.
Oh, fine, you big lug. You omnipotent.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
Sorry, that's probably disorienting. No, I don't think so. I'm gonna play games with his feelings.
You heard me before, didn't you? You will die. What about this isn't getting through to you?
Maybe I would rather jump than continue to live in this hellscape any longer.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
I never think. Geronimo!
Oh.
Ow,
God,
my
you
shins.
lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other room? There. See? This is what you want. This is where we can both be happy.
Can we though?
If
It's
we
a
stop
false
moving,
happiness. We
just
can't.
have to stop
It doesn't.
moving.
Ow.
Stanley, go back. There's nothing good that can come from this.
Sure there is. I can leave this in unending nightmare.
No, what do you just not believe me? What can I say to convince you?
Here's $10,000. That's how you can convince me. Wee, now I'm gonna break my other legs. Oh my god.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that? My god. Is this really how much you dislike my game? You'll throw yourself from this platform
I just
over
wanted
and
to
over
see
get rid of it? You
how
were
many
literally
times
willing
I
to
could
kill
throw
yourself
myself
to keep
off
me
the
from being
thing.
happy. Am I
Break
reading
my
the situation
shins.
correctly?
Just land and both of my
Actually
knees
want
should
to
be
stay
breaking at the
alive.
same time.
Or are you just teasing me?
I'm gonna come back here. It's all nice and shiny.
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley.
Even though both of my legs are like
I wish
beyond
I
broken.
still thought that was possible.
What if I just left again? I'm playing games with the narrator's emotions. I keep going back and he's like, hey, nice, calm. And then I just head right back. I'm such a stinker. Are you gonna do it? He's not gonna say, is he gonna say anything? Hey! Geronimo!
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Damn. Alright, so I'm gonna be real. I think that I'm gonna actually call it for tonight here. Hasn't quite been 2 hours, but I think it's a good stopping point. Thank you. I'm getting tired. I'm yawning a lot. Was good stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll figure some out. Don't know what I'm gonna do next week. But we'll see. Anyway. I wanted to... This is just like a one-off thing. I'll be playing something else next week. So, yeah, have a good night. I don't really got much else to say. Have a good night. And I'll see y'all for the next one, hopefully. I'm EP. I'm sleepy tired.